Today, we start the new season with an AFC West Division battle right out of the gate between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived. Brandon Gaudin alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis. And CD, in the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field the defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game. And if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
Now Patterson to start the drive. And he's got some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 31 yards there and a first down. Right off the bat, a chunk play into enemy territory.
And I don't care how you plan for it. I don't care what you see on tape where you think you can get that type of a play. That's still a great rush and a little bit of a surprise to break off a run like that this early in the game.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
Yeah, 1 for 1, a lot more to go. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Prescott from the gun. Johnson's got it complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. Prescott. He targets Ingram for another grab. Touchdown! Evan Ingram from 10 yards out. And the Chargers are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. That time a 6-play drive. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They're led out by Malik Willis, the rookie who started his college career at Auburn and finished with the Liberty Flames.
And what an incredible athlete with a cannon for an arm. And he's drawing comparisons to some of the best mobile QBs the league has ever seen. In addition, this is a young man who's learned from his mistakes along the way, prepares really well each and every time now, and he's got an opportunity to blossom in this system.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. But there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Jabril Peppers deep to receive. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
And they run the option on 2nd down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be taken down after big yardage, but folks, there is a flag down, and they're already walking this one back. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that was accepted. The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on 3rd down. Here's Willis, 3rd and long. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing, the O-line coach will.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming out, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
On play action, Prescott. It's caught. Mitchell. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
A 3-yard gain and enough for the 1st down.
And And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Prescott. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. A.J. Boye with a pick. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
That's fully Fatukasi into the backfield with ease and making the stick for a loss. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll go to Barkley again. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando.
Let us get him going, baby.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Willis headed left off the option. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. 3rd down, it's Willis. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game on the field.
About that, and a crazy situation we just saw there. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Off the play fake, here's Willis. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken, and that punt went nowhere. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. To throw is Prescott. will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Chargers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. Now Willis on 1st and 10. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Willis will look to throw on 1st down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Willis. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. To the air on 1st down. Here's Willis. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Kyle Fuller. And the Chargers are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we are off to Orlando. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Now comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Here's Willis on 3rd and long.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Oh, nice move. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st and 10, it's Patterson.
And running running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Here's Prescott. Open man right side is Ingram. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the play.
They'll run with Patterson.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
He'll try again. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2.
They give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Patterson will score. Touchdown, Chargers.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
5 plays there on that drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On the jet sweep, here comes Fuller. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Here's Willis now off the play fake.
And that will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Dancing away at the 35. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. 2nd and 11 now.
It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the fourth quarter. On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott.
That pass complete to Moore. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
was a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And Ingram hauls it in. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Prescott on play action. Throw over the middle, caught by Jordan. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
Prescott. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. Blankenship's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Raiders now set to get the football back. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs from the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on when you take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Willis, 4th down, has to have it. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning, threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now the number 8 rusher in the NFL last season, it's Elijah Mitchell. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He'll connect on the out route with Ingram. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Patterson running between the tackles, and he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. One more time with Patterson.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their totals.
Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week one is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
So out come the Raiders.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Talk about two sides of the ball across purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. Their front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On third down, they're going to go with the option.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Give him an even gain of 10, but now it's fourth down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
They'll run with Barkley. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on fourth down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
This was not just the opener of the brand new season, but this was a division game here in week one, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Chargers, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener.